My cheating wife thinks I'm a wimp, so I left her a brutal gift. Reddit cheating stories. The moment you realize your marriage is built on lies, it feels like the ground beneath you splits open. For me, that moment came on a rainy Tuesday evening, when I walked into my own home and overheard my wife laughing on the phone, laughing in a way she hadn't laughed with me in years. What stung wasn't just her joy, it was what she said next. She called me a wimp. A man who lacked backbone, someone she could walk over without consequence. She didn't know I was standing there in the hallway, listening to every word. At first, I froze. My chest tightened, my mind clouded. I had spent years trying to build a good life for her, working long hours, being there whenever she needed, and sacrificing my own dreams so she could pursue hers. And yet, in her eyes, I was weak. That night, while she was still on the phone with the man she thought was more exciting than me, something in me broke. Or maybe, something inside me finally woke up. The next few days were torture. I went to work as usual, but my mind wasn't on spreadsheets or deadlines, it was on betrayal. Every little memory replayed itself in my head. The times she came home late with flimsy excuses, the moments she pulled away when I tried to hold her, the way she stopped saying, "I love you." All the signs had been there, but I refused to see them. Because I loved her. Because I wanted to believe in us. But love without respect is nothing. And she had stripped me of both. Instead of confronting her right away, I stayed quiet. I wanted to be smart about this. I started gathering evidence, phone records, messages, even photos of her car parked outside his apartment when she told me she was working late. Every piece of proof burned my soul, but it also hardened my resolve. If she thought I was a wimp, I'd prove her wrong. Not with yelling, not with fists, but with cold, calculated action. The brutal gift I planned wasn't something you could wrap with a bow. It was something that would cut deeper than any argument ever could. One Friday evening, while she was out with him, I put my plan into motion. I packed my bags, not hastily, but carefully, making sure to take what mattered most. My clothes, my personal files, the little keepsakes that were mine before her. Then I set the stage. On the dining table, I placed a manila folder with all the evidence of her affair neatly arranged inside. On top of it, I left the keys to our house, a copy of the divorce papers I had already filed, and my wedding ring. But I didn't stop there. Next to it all, I left a small, wrapped box. Inside was a framed photo of us on our wedding day, the moment she once called the happiest of her life. Across the glass, in bold black letters, I had written, "For your new beginning. You won't need me anymore." By the time she walked in, I was long gone. Later, I heard from a mutual friend how she reacted. She came home smiling, probably expecting a quiet night before sneaking out again. But the moment she saw that table, everything shifted. She broke down crying, calling me over and over, leaving voicemail after voicemail about how it wasn't what it looked like, and how we could work this out. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. She had already said everything that mattered when she mocked me to her lover. The divorce went through smoothly. I didn't fight for revenge in the courts, I didn't need to. My brutal gift was the truth, laid bare in front of her, and my silent exit. That was more devastating than any shouting match could have been. But here's the thing, this story isn't just about betrayal. It's about rediscovering yourself after being broken. For years, I let her opinion define me. I worked myself to the bone, trying to be enough for someone who had already decided I wasn't. It wasn't until I let her go that I realized, I'm not a wimp. I'm a man who deserves respect, love, and loyalty. In the months after, I focused on rebuilding my life. I started going to the gym, not to impress anyone but to take care of myself. I reconnected with old friends I had neglected during my marriage. I even started pursuing passions I had long abandoned, like photography and hiking. Slowly, I felt the weight lift off my shoulders. And one day, standing at the edge of a mountain trail with my camera in hand, I realized something powerful. Sometimes, the most brutal gift you can give someone who betrays you is your absence. Your silence. Your refusal to play their game. My wife thought I was weak, but in the end, walking away was the strongest thing I ever did. And I don't regret a single step.